a life-changing contract.
We want to strive to build
When
business
comparing business,
eventually.
which is going to
Problem about us as blacks, we live like.
So the thing is, most of the people are tired of theory. So here we're going to express something which is practical, something which I'm also doing, not something which I'm not doing. So the thing is, we've started, actually I just said, no, I need 10 people to come. Then you're going to start on a small scale. As we are now growing it into a bigger scale, I think next year we're going to grow it big. But the thing is, what we want to do is we want to start discussing about entrepreneurship in general. The mistakes I have seen companies doing, what we have also done good, what we have also done bad. And we want to instantly apply that into your own organization. So first, I think I'll start with the word entrepreneurship. What does it really mean? It's a word which is highly up. So to me, I think entrepreneurship is someone, maybe you get into an industry. I'll give you an example. Let's say Econet. They got into an industry where no one else was doing it, especially here in Zimbabwe. They brought the telecoms in Zimbabwe. What did they do? I think Strive actually first approached Towan and they said they want to be minority shareholder, 49%. But these guys, they said, I think your model doesn't work. You see, that's entrepreneurship. Why? Because it was a new idea. It's something which is risky. That's why Towan was saying, he said, guys, it's genius. I don't think we can get into this thing. But what an entrepreneur, what a businessman other side. A businessman is someone who is just taking a model, which he knows that it is working somewhere else, and to implement that model. But an entrepreneur now, there's going to be a lot of risk. Even if something which was done by other companies, because it's not like Strive is the first one to introduce a cell phone or a cell phone line. It was not the first one, but in Zimbabwe it was the first one. So it was a risk adventure. So what we are now saying is, what is entrepreneurship to us? And say, what do you think? What is entrepreneurship? When you talk of entrepreneurship,
from my point of view, I think entrepreneurship is starting a business and running it successfully. That's what I think.
Yeah, so
I think it's the ability to identify opportunities and willingness to take risks.
exactly. I like that one. The better part of the entrepreneurship is all about risks. In business, it's all about risk. Like nowadays, you can invest into someone, get a loan. You don't even know that is this project going to be successful? Is it going to fail? That's entrepreneurship for you. So when you don't have, I think they always say more risk, more returns. So when you get into a project which has got, I think that some of the guys are into farming, some of the guys are into mining. When you get into mining, like especially gold mining, a lot of guys have got clients who lost money because of mining, up to 100,000. I know of a doctor who was also my client actually. When he ventured into mining, it was a nightmare. So what we want to talk to each other, what now forms a good entrepreneur? When we say now you want to be an entrepreneur, number one, we talked of risk. Number two, we say talked of opportunities. There's an opportunity somewhere which you have identified. For example, these guys, they have identified that no, we can build cluster houses. After building cluster houses, most of their cluster houses, they might be even sold out before they even finish building. That's an opportunity. But here in Zimbabwe now, people, they want to copy someone's a business venture, and usually it ends in tears. Because like I've just seen, Mr. Brangano is making money, maybe he's driving a VX V8. Then if I also do car parts, I think I'm going to make more money. That's the biggest problem. Generally, what I've noticed, especially here in Zimbabwe. So also the purpose of this masterclass. There are many people who are doing different things. So it's a matter of us also exchanging what? Business cards. Make sure that we are giving each other businesses. Make sure that we are also building businesses. So the thing is, we're talking about entrepreneurship. we're talking about the opportunities which are here in Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, Zimbabwe is a country now in a lot of problems. Hence, everyone is forced to be so-called an entrepreneur. Everyone is a vendor somewhere. I am a vendor personally. I come from a vending background. I know what it takes to get into the street, being beaten by police, all the problems these vendors are experiencing. I know them because I was once one of them, and I believe that I'm still one of them. But the thing is, what I want to say now, for you to start a business, starting everyone can start. And do you know that? Everyone can be an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur can also be an employee or an employer. It doesn't necessarily mean if you found something, if you start something, it makes you a good entrepreneur. Sometimes they can just start an organization. Like here, I started M&J, but I've got good young people who can come up with ideas. Can't you call those people entrepreneurs? For example, we never used to do any software, like we used to do the likes of taxation, bookkeeping, etc. We never used to do ERP softwares. By ERP software, I mean that it's a software which can do everything. It can do accounting, it can do procurement, it can do CRM, etc. So that's a CRM. But one individual just came and he said, I think I have seen a software. I think we can start offering this software to entrepreneurs, to small companies in Zimbabwe, even to large companies. Can't you call that young man an entrepreneur? Because it's an opportunity and there's also a risk involved. But he's not a founder of an organization. The problem with Zimbabwe is everyone wants to start something. People believe that, I think in Rupshanda Pakati, at least if I start mine, I'm going to make more money. But what we don't know is that being an entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, is very hard. You're going to make a lot of sacrifices. How many have been in business for more than 10 years? We don't have. Some of the people, what I've also noticed, why there isn't, if you notice Monarons and Bingam Street, to me, those people are not business people. They are not entrepreneurs. Because an entrepreneur is supposed to make profit even after 10 years. To start enjoying, especially as the founder, your employees can enjoy, they can get their salaries, they can get their motor vehicle benefits, they can get everything. But you as the founder, if you're waiting for the dividend, it means you're going to wait for a long period of time. Because sometimes you're going to get, how many here are getting a salary? No, we want to help each other. Because the problem is people, they are not telling each other the truth. So we want to help each other, use anyone as a case study, then you can start helping each other. Because the purpose of this masterclass is never going to be theoretical. I'm going to follow up on each and every one of you. What we discussed here, are we now implementing it in our organization? So number one is, if you want to be a real entrepreneur, be on salary. That's number one. If you start your company, the very day you start your company, most of the people, they say, no, I think I'll start paying my salary when you start making money, which is a big mistake. Also, when you start making money, can you differentiate your money and the money which belongs to the business? Business money and your money. Are you going to differentiate that? He said that two things are going to happen. Your business can suffer or your family can suffer. In trying to build your business, because you're not getting a salary, you're making too much sacrifices. Because why? You don't have a salary to care for your family. Number two, you can steal too much, especially normal Zimbabwean business. In the first year, second year, they've got a car. Usually in the first year, they've got the Japanese car. In the second year, they improve it. They're not driving Mercedes-Benz, etc. After about 2-3 years, they want a house. Immediately, they are now need a house, which means they are stealing from the what? From the business. Because they are saying even this business, but already Jane, Masofa to 10,000 USD. My holidays, they've already started going to Vic Falls. Especially, I was talking about this Facebook page. You want to go to, have you ever noticed the Lafarge is it closing? It's December. Lafarge, are they closing? Toyota, are they closing? Edgar's, are they closing? Econet, are they closing? But us, we want to close. 17 holidays already there in Vic Falls. And you want to go for a holiday on the 17th and you come back on the 4th. Just after 3 years of business, 4 years of business, are you an entrepreneur? It's because why? You have got excess money, because all this money are saying it belongs to you. So if an invoice of 100,000 is paid today, maybe you're just going to cater for the direct costs, and what remains, you're saying it belongs to you. That's why you feel like you've got a lot of money. Start giving yourself a salary today, and you notice that you don't have any money. And start to say in your family that you only live with a salary. After 12 months, we can now declare a dividend. If there is no dividend, and what's a dividend, by the way? Because we want to put everyone right to catch up. Does everyone understand with dividend? No calculation. How many are doing my books of accounts out to the last? I think we're doing it to the last. You're trying.
I'm an accountant, so naturally.
Accountant are better accountants. I'm an accountant by profession. Imbaya birita, because what they think is, I'm an accountant, so everything I think is balancing up. It's like mama na mota mechanic. You know, got any fault? Kini chakazira. Engine check like that. No matter how you mirror, no one knows what they fix. When you're not a mechanic, someone who's an accountant is actually afraid of accounts. Someone who is a taxman, that person. Why? Because you feel the confidence you will not cheat every day. But if you start giving yourself a salary, it means the company now actually owes you. You remember, like these guys, I'll give you an example. These guys are in a partnership. It's their company, they've got shares in their company. Yeah? If I'm going to come and I want to buy shares in your company, how much now? How are you going to do? You're in accounting. How are you going to do business valuation? You're not on a salary, which means we don't even owe you.
No. It's recorded, but it's not being paid out. So it will be paid out during our cash flows allowance.
So it's there in the balance sheet. So at least it's there. What we want to do is, let us start giving ourselves. So you give yourself according to what your company, you eat what you kill, end of the day. Because you can't peg a salary of 5,000 in a company which is making 4,000 revenue. It doesn't make any sense. You're just killing yourself because you want to pay in like what you're saying. But what we are saying is, if you get a salary, and as the founder or as the founders of the organization, their advantage is, and I like their professionalism, is these guys are partners. So everyone is worried. What is coming in, what is going out. Everyone is worried because they're checking on each other, which is good also in business. That's why it's a good advantage to have someone who is also checking on you. So what you're supposed to do, you check your revenue. How much are you earning? If you're earning 20,000, and like what they've said, they've got certain percentages which don't kill the company. We need to invest back in the company first before we start spending. And it will give these guys they want now to work very hard in order for them to make more profits, which means someone is going to be worried about the cost. Someone is also going to be worried about the revenue. Everyone now in the organization, it's not the duty of everyone to be worried about what? The cost. Because they want to reduce costs, they want to increase revenue. Because they know that at the end of the day, most of our money, we make it what? Through the what? The dividends. But if you're making money through revenue, like most of the companies do, when revenue comes in, they distribute whatever is in the account. Especially, I'll give you an example. One profession I know, lawyers. Most of the lawyers are rich individually, but their law firms are broke. Why? Because they use partnership. They use typical partnership model, whereby you're just supposed to contribute a little into the company, then everything belongs to you, which is a which is actually a funeral to most of the law firms. That's why they are constantly breaking up. They are dissolving, they break up. Almost, I think we now have more law firms. There are now many, plenty. Each and everyone wants to be what? A founder, which is a typical Zimbabwean problem which you're talking about. But the model of salary is part of the basics of entrepreneurship. You need a salary, start earning on the what? On the dividend. What are we trying to do here? We are also setting a model whereby we're actually saying if people are going to join us, because business, most of the business, like what I've said, founders of the organization are stealing from the companies they founded. Hence, that's why they've got good houses, but they've got bad companies. And also, part of entrepreneurship, another point, besides the salary, we need to create a going concern. A going concern. How do we do that now? We need the company which belongs to Mr. Kumbula. We need to maybe we now need to create generational wealth. And which is the problem with aspects. Because number one, we want 100% of everything. Even 100% of a rat, you say I would rather have 100% of a rat than 10% of an elephant. Because you are comfortable with firing the shots, you are the only one who is powerful in that organization. No one has got a right to speak to you, to question you. You want to have all your decisions, even when you are just having a revenue of $2,000, a revenue of 100,000, a revenue of $1 million. $1 million is not enough. Do you know that? $1 million is not enough. When you've got a problem which needs 1 million, you start to see that this is not enough. Just imagine, like for example, we have your kid who is sick. They want a 1 million operation in India. You start to notice that no, 1 million is not enough. So we are supposed to constantly making money and make sure that we make as much money as we can. I think someone actually said, money is not, people say no, money is not important. Yeah. That's what most of the people say, no, the love of money, you become evil, what. But the thing is, the truth is, money is close to oxygen. Even right now in COVID era, I think at this other time previously when people wanted they get sick, they want medication, they now need ventilators. All those are expenses which are going to come to you as the founder of the organization. So if you start to think about this, I don't think no one will close except on the 70 and open on the 4. Because if you look at Econet, how much money do they have? I went to Econet, you know that they've got a funnel, Yaga Daiso. I think, I'm going to buy the office Econet. They've got a funnel rich. So what they are saying is, money is supposed to come in abundance, but so most of the people are amazed. No, I have supplied my audit. Okay, I think they are going to pay very fast. They won't pay. They would even have 1 billion in their account, but they won't pay you $50. Why? This is the principle. Us now as small to medium enterprises, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Now, money is supposed, like this time, the audit is already set. A GG6 needs to be purchased. I don't know, I want to leave.
So I need to understand what you mentioned. These guys probably have $1 billion, they won't pay you $50. How does that help?
In accounting, I think my sister here can help us. Cash flow. Ndikakunyima imari mimi, ndaseva mari. Yeah.
But ndikakunyima mari mimi, makanga
do you know when you're a big company now, I can now call the shots. That's why you see big companies actually say, I want a supplier registration, and they can even disapprove you to supply to their company. So when you are now in there, even when you are signing those agreements, some of them they will actually say 60 days to pay because they are now calling the shots. Imagine you've got a company which needs to buy, say, 15 cluster houses from your company. And you know that maybe this is a deal of about, let's say, $15 million. These people, they can call the shots. So this is your Econet for you. this is your Delta for you, this is your even RBZ, parasitals. Because why? They no longer care about relationships. They usually care about keeping their money first.
I think before any other source of funding, before you get a bank loan, the cheapest source of funding is a credit card.
Exactly.
Get the product, don't pay it, sell it, get your money in. But even in that case, if you look at those guys, they have somebody who they trade with on a cash basis.
Exactly. First days, they fire. When we started 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, we don't even owe anyone any cents. I think our business is doing fine. We don't owe anyone. Until we realized that we are now making a mistake. Because we were actually just occupying one office. So the landlord here could easily bully us out. But right now we're now occupying the whole floor. So even if I pay 25%, I can say to them, no, you can wait, your man will come. Your man will come because they know that no, I'm the one who is paying maybe bulk of their money. So if they just pay out, what is going to happen to their rentals? You see? So, but I was bragging. No, I don't even owe anyone any money. And I was thinking that I'm the smartest guy in town. Right now, I need as many loans as I can. I want to borrow as much as I can. Because why? The mentality is now shifted. I now know now that no, I need to spend other people's money. Like what she was saying. If I buy some spare parts from your company, I would like to delay payment. But this is what we're just talking about, that we need now to what? Keep money.
That's where it's getting
As small companies, we're afraid when we get money, we need to maintain relationships as much as we can. You see, because we are still small, we don't have a brand.
My concern is we're on the other end of the stick. We are the ones that are not doing business. How do you not safeguard yourself?
Because we have a bigger client.
You need the business.
He's always
But
that
this business is not.
That's all, but he's not paying. He's doing the funding system now. Now we now understand what's happening to us. We are on the drip. It's not making sense. We didn't know.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll address this. Let me also go to basics. I'll first ask you, who is following up on that date?
I or the accountant.
Who saw it? Yeah, the ones also.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're the ones we.
The accountant is the one who's following up on that
We
date.
also do a follow up ourselves,
We also follow up on the other side.
including the top management for that
Yeah.
institution. We're also following up on them.
Okay, it's a big institute.
It's a big,
Very big. These guys, they've got an accounts department, they've got a procurement department.
regional managers, accountant, the whole world.
Okay. The thing is, number one mistake which actually most of the entrepreneurs do whilst you are starting, we don't want to employ people, many people. I like it. You guys are actually using accountants to make a follow-up. I'm not supposed to be the person who sells. Because when I'm selling, I'm smiling. I'm Mr. Kumpula, come. I want to do business together. I cannot just turn next to you and say, Mr. Kumpula, that's what I did. It doesn't work. I always say Mr. Kumpula. Mr. Kumpula can just listen to me, Jerry. Don't you remember? We're laughing together at Gawa, having lunch. What has changed? But what we need to do now, what I've done here, especially here, I can smile at you, Mr. Kumpula. I know we can do business together. We close the deal. We can even give you payment terms. But there's what we usually call a riot squad. The data's collection team. Those people, they don't smile. Mr. Kumpula, we need our money. Because it's no longer jail. If even go to jail, I was going to say, oh, this is what is happening. Even if you complain to me, you can complain to me that my accounts, I think they are following up on you too much. I can say to you, I think I'm sorry, because I want to sell. The next time, because I want a second sell. You remember when you're selling, you also want to maintain a relationship. So you should have a team which is maintaining a relationship and a team which is following up on data. That is very, very, very crucial. If you don't do that, you get into a lot of problems. People won't pay you. Because why? They are banking on the initial relationship.
You're ever smiling.
Yeah, ever smiling, yes. Like me, I'm a salesperson in this company. I'm a salesperson. They know that I'm a salesperson. I'm a marketer. So I'm always smiling. I'm always maintaining relationships. So for me, we've got accountants here. Since we've got an accounts department, a big, I think we've got more than 15, 20 accountants. But we've got our own accounts department, and their role is to pay those creditors, is also to collect those debts. Because why? These people, they don't even go out. They only go to collect. They can even send you to the lawyers, because that's their duty. So it's very important. We're going to go to that, but division of labor or segregation of duties is handy. Even if it's an accountant, we need segregation of duties. Those who are making payments and those who are collecting debtors. That's why I always say, you can never run a company operating on your own. I'll give my brother here. He's a farmer doing chickens up here. Imagine another 20 my chickens. When I sing it, I don't know why I'm here. I think I'll go there, Papa. When you far off with it, what happened? If you say I secure, I don't think when come to there anyone here or complain. That is what happens now. I want one year or no complain. Second of all, 1 week, 1 month. The moment you are not you lose that client. Because why? I was doing a best now. But you will secure why it is on its own. But if you differentiate even which is small one, it's better to give someone that role which no, even I don't handle any money, deal with this person. You see, I don't know if I answered you, but we really need to, we don't have to be involved in debt collection. It's better for you, your accountant, they go to the lawyer, can write to the lawyer. Whilst me never boss me, I'm sure go, but no case, it don't say because we still need business from them. So relationship is very key. So we need to have people around us. Never operate a business where you are doing it on your own. So I think I was about to address issue going concern. Going concern is going to be key. Because as we are growing up, I don't know about others, but especially me, I'm no longer working for myself. I'm now working for my kids. And I would like to even work for my grandkids. If you ever noticed this is my boy Patino Irasa. Right now, we see them as investments. I will send you to a good school so that you are the one who's going to send me to America. I would like a good holiday because I'm investing. We see our children as investments. Why it's what they do. At one point I was listening to Eddie Cross in conversation with Trevor. What he was saying, he said, I'm still working under Cross Foundation and I'm busy making money for my great children. But us now, we see our children, we start giving bedding to our children even when they're still young. Somebody, what to pass? Because nini mai wako ndika ukafoira manje uzokwanisa kundichengeta. No, that's nonsense. That's why we can't create generational wealth. We should be able to work for the generations. That's why we are saying 1 million is not enough. 10 million is not enough. Even $1 billion sometimes is not enough. With whites, they work for generations. So we should now start to think when you are building a business, let us start to think about going concern. What is going to happen if I die? Which are conversations, that's why people, most of the blacks don't even have wills. Here, how many people have got wills? One. Out of, you see, how many people have got a family trust? One. You see, why? But death, we've noticed it in COVID. Sometimes a person on going Nezoro, you hear with Africa. And if you ever thought of it, you mean didn't lose some passwords ASEC Bank. I'm the only one who knows these passwords. I'm the only one who is keeping even password your website. I'm the only one who knows the accounts. I'm the only one who is keeping key ever safe. If I die today, what will happen? If you ever thought of it, will that business continue to your kids? Because the people have even said, even Facebook pages right now, I think we're going to deal on it when we're going to talk a bit about marketing. A Facebook page is now an asset which I can inherit to someone else. I'll give you an example. There's an American called Zig Ziglar. He was one of the best salespersons to ever live in. But he died. Do you know that that Facebook page is still bringing money The YouTube channel, the videos he did in 60s, 70s, 80s, they're still bringing money. So why can't you give your passwords to some, even to your lawyer? If something happens, give my children these passwords. You see, we are now planning for the going concern. So what makes a good going concern? What we're just discussing about, we need to start having even grooming exercise in your business. Let's say you've got about 10 people, even if your company is still very small, sometimes you really need to have always in mind to say, no, I think if I'm not there, there must be someone who can take over. Not even someone who is coming from your family. Someone maybe who is a good employee. I don't usually want to call people employees. It removes ownership from them. I want to call them employers because we are busy. Him, me, other people here, we are employing people together. I'm just the founder, not the employer. The employer is M&J. We are part of the what? We are all employees here. So what I wanted to drive it is, let us start thinking. If I'm doing the accounts, if you've got a way you're doing accounts right now, is there someone who is understanding those accounts? Is there someone who is understanding, is there someone who knows that this company actually owes us? I think you've noticed a lot of prominent people who have died. We don't even know the amount of deaths here. We don't even know the amount of debtors we're owing that company. For example, I'll give my brother Jinim. He died, and a lot of people were owing him. But those people never paid. And there was nothing to show that these people were owing him. And it's a disaster. So, in order for us to have a proper going concern, I'll go to where, when we want to register a company, I'll search from there. Registration of a company is very, very vital. How many good registered companies? Almost everyone. Good. So, do we really understand the contents which are in your registered company? Like a share. Do you understand what it means to say I bought shares? So when you're saying a share, it's ownership, right? It's more like a percentage of ownership, right? And the other problem is, some of them is, do we have anyone who bought a shelf company? A shelf company. A shelf company just means that I can register a company, especially us, we do a lot of registration of companies. I can register a company, then I'll keep it so that I can resell. So when I'm reselling it, the ownership will be, I will be owning the shares. I have to transfer the shares and the directorship to you when you are buying. But the biggest problem most of the people are doing, they only change the directorship. They don't change the what? The shareholding. So it means I can give a company which I own, and you're the one that now the director. If you work for 5 years, start making money, I can come and fire you because you're just an employee. And it has happened to 3 of my clients, and I had to defend them. So I just wanted to actually know that, even advising others also, to say, a shelf company, you are supposed to transfer directorship first. I think they used to call it CR14, but right now it has changed. It is now called CR6. So that's now the CR14. It has got directors, it has got a public office. Directors just means that I'm a senior employee of the company. So I can go and open accounts on behalf of the company, even without the shareholders, because I'm a director. When I'm a public officer now, it means I can go and represent, even it's Zimbra, it's NASA, on behalf of the what? Directors. So I would want you to know that CR14, what it really means. Then we've got a document which is called the Memorandum and Articles of Association. Vakawanda tongoti chibhuku chine chakasungwa nemaribhonyeredzi. Vakawanda vasotongochiverenga kubva wakati vakachitora. What it means, the Memorandum of Association now, it means we have all the objectives. This is what we are allowed to do as a company. And it mukazoona kuzasi kwacho chine pakanyorwa manje paiswa magepo ndopane mashares. And in Zimbabwe usually companies are now, there were 2,000 shares authorized. It means kuti unauthorized when the government is 2,000. But in him you can opt to take few shares. Why do you take few shares? We are saying kind of investor akazouya Like they can be 200 today, but tomorrow they can say, Sabani Mbinga, they've got 5 million. They want to invest in our company. Canada 2000, yes, we are forced now to change the authorization. It's much expensive to change authorization from 2,000 and maybe put it to 4,000 or 6,000 in order to accommodate this what? New shareholder. So if we take, let's say, if they took 50-50, it doesn't mean that it's 50%. It means they've got 50 shares each, which they've issued out. But not issued out, no share our Torah. Mukamba money mau, I'm 100, 1,900. They belong to the company, not to anyone. 50-50, they now own what? The shares and it. So, part of 50% they pay with 50 out of total 100 are issued. Those are 50% what? Shareholder.